Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome and happy new month. Okay, just doing some post analysis. Let's look at what we got for yesterday. For yesterday, we're looking for sales here, stop loss here, for us to get TP here, which eventually played out. But two reasons why I was like careful not to take any sales was because the two reasons I gave, one of them, was the last day of the month, and secondly, price, we were in a ranging market. Now I realize this is the special stuff I want to talk about. The strategy is not a respecter of what day it is in the month. Okay, price action is bound to play out irrespective of the day of the month. Okay, whether it's the last day or the first day, price action will definitely play out as it's supposed to play out. So the special edition here is that, like, we learn every day and update our records for last month, August breaking September. This 31st of August gave us what we are supposed to do, debunking the fact that the last day of the month is tends to affect what price is supposed to do. As you can see, it didn't affect it. Okay, so this is just one thing I wanted to share. So the strategy is not a respect of whether it's the last day of the month or the first day of the month. It's only more concerned about, is the market ranging or is it trending, which is more important than what day of the month. Okay, so for today, what I'm looking at is taking which a trade is already active, sell here, stop loss here, and my TP. This is just the position I'm looking at. Okay, not that to trade, as in is the position that is already running. As you can see, it has already been triggered. So now I'm waiting to get my either my TP or the SL being hit. But whichever one, all of us will always prefer our TP to be hit and not the opposite. So this is the trade I'm taking now. We're in seller's territory, and we on the 1 hour time frame we are currently holding at 1 hour buyer's territory. So point there is, on the daily we're in seller's territory, on the 4 hours we're in seller's territory, on the 1 hour we're in seller's territory. So this is beautiful, which is why you see this very deep drop yesterday, because on the daily we are also in seller's territory. So with this in confluence, I'm expecting price to keep dipping. The only way the only way price will go in the opposite direction is if we take out this zone, this supply zone. So far as price is below the supply zone, I'm anticipating price to continue dipping. And why I'm more as in sure that price should dip is because look at how this bearish candle closed stronger than this, and this I need to wait for how this candle will close. Close deeper, this is a stronger word indication that price wants to continue dropping. So this is what I'm looking at on British pound, Japanese yen. So the next on my watch list is gold. Gold played out beautifully yesterday, beautifully, which is taking off sales here, stop loss above the structure, TP1, then the final TP on a conservative scale is here, which is 2R. The final TP on a conservative scale is here. It eventually tapped this aggressive TP, but this is the conservative TP I was looking at. It eventually tapped it, then even dipped further to tap this. So for gold, we have achieved the TP that was we are looking at. So we want to see if price will continue dipping. Right now, what we are looking at is to see if we are going to get further bearish momentum, in the sense where if price will continue making lower lows, then that means that we are making new what bearish structure for price to now retrace after, then continue to retest of the low. This is what I mean. If we make new low like this, then we anticipate some retracement, preferably here or here, then the retest of the low. So this is what it is. However, we need to wait for this week candle to close. The closure of this week candle can tell us a lot that may happen the next week, in the sense whereby if this week this candle closes below this level here, this is a strong indication that price will continue to drop to this point. If it closes below this 1703.120 price level, okay, that is an indication that it will continue dipping further. So for daily, for gold right now, I'm not looking at any sells because the sell has hit its target. Instead, I'll be waiting to see if it will continue making new lows, or it will pull back for retracement. Okay, before it does what? Continue low to retest this low. I hope I made myself clear. And on gold, what I'm looking at, gold has hit its target, okay, which is a retest of the low. Three conditions: one, if it continues making new low, then we are making new weekly bearish market structure. Two, if it fails to make new low and comes for retracement, this is what we are looking at. Retrace, then we'll do our sell to do what? Continue the retest of the low. Three, if it takes out this zone, then we are looking to take what? Buys. These are the three things I'm looking at on the daily time frame on gold. Okay, the last thing I'm going to look at is Bitcoin. So far, Bitcoin has been playing beautifully, but in the interim, it has just been stalling, like ranging. So what I'm waiting for now is to see what price action will do, in the sense whereby are we going to get, would we get a new bearish structure, or price will just keep holding. As you can see right now, Bitcoin is giving an indication of weakness from the sellers. This move versus this strong move here. Okay, so Bitcoin is showing some weakness from the sellers. So let's see if we're going to retest this high, or price is going to continue dipping. Okay, so far so good, nothing much. Like I said, sweet sales would occur below here. Don't forget, you want to understand what I mean by the sweet sales, you just have to watch the forecast for yesterday. Okay, sweet sales below here. Now on Bitcoin, my overall long-term target, which if you watch one of my old videos before this massive drop that started somewhere around here, before this massive drop that started here, where is the drop, where, yes, before this massive drop here, this is what my overall target is. My overall target is that Bitcoin may drop to 14,000 price level. Okay, $14,000 price level. This is what I'm looking at. So we still have This is a subtraction of $6,000 to get to 14,000. So this is my long-term target for the bearish structure before we would see any reasonable bullish guys coming in. Okay, so this is my long-term target, what I'm looking at for on Bitcoin. With that being said, don't forget that we're in on the daily time frame, we're in seller's territory. So any break we get here will indicate further bearish momentum. Stop loss can be here, and this is the overall target, $14,000 price level. So this is what I'm looking at. Okay, don't forget, for better understanding, you have to watch the forecast for yesterday, and you, another advice is to look at the forecast for this particular day, whereby we had this drop. This will be 12th of June, 10 to 12th of June. Yeah, you just got to look for that particular forecast. That would help to explain why price dropped and why I'm looking at price to drop to this $14,000 price level. Okay, so 10 to 12th of June, watch, just check for one of the videos. You're going to see the explanation why price had to drop and why I'm looking at price dropping even further to this point. This is the overall target for the sales. Okay, with that being said, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscription button or the button to subscribe. Hit the notification button. When you hit it, select the all option. Comment. Last but not the least is like. Happy new month. Barak Bashad.